Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan, and this is going to be Quarantine Diary 2, Day 15. It's really not that dramatic, but just wanted to do a video about what's been going on in my world, in my house, that I haven't left in 15 days, and just the world in general, I guess. So stay tuned and enjoy. Mac. Shh. This is Mackie. He's loud. Very loud. All the time. And he is another one of my cats. So now you've met two if you watch my videos. So, as the title to this video said, and I explained in my little intro there, I am on day 15 of a self-quarantine right now. And where I live right now, which is Minnesota, today we are starting a 2-week-long stay-at-home executive order from our governor. So all of that means that I have already been home for 2 weeks. And now it's going to be another 2 weeks. So it's going to be like a month before I go anywhere. I started sooner than what's all happening because I did personally get sick not last Thursday, but the Thursday before was when I was finally feeling better, but it started like a couple days before that. So it's been a couple weeks now, or close to. But they had said if you had any symptoms or anything that could be possibly COVID-19, or if you thought you were exposed to anyone that may have had it, or you were exposed to someone that had it, you were supposed to self-quarantine for 14 days. I don't know that I was exposed to anyone that actually had it, but I know all the symptoms I had, and they were like all symptoms of having that. I couldn't get tested. My son couldn't get tested. He also got more sick than I did. But they basically just said, stay home, treat your symptoms, and only come in if it's absolutely necessary. Thank God it wasn't for us, but either way, I did as I was told, and so that 14 days is up on the 2nd of April. But now with this order in place in Minnesota, it's through April 10th. I think I'm just gonna wait until that day and see kind of what happens and make a decision then if I'm ready to go back to work. I could be working after the 2nd, even though we are on that stay-at-home order, because my job is considered an essential job. I work not full-time, but my main source of income since January has been I am a ship shopper, which if you don't know, I'm going to make a video about that maybe for my next video, to kind of not do one of these quarantine diaries again. But I shop people's groceries and household products and deliver them to them from Targets and Hy-Vees are the two stores that I do most of my orders from. It is an essential job. It falls in with like the grocery distribution side of things. I don't really know, but I'm just gonna wait because I have honestly like some high anxiety going on just over all of this, and I'm not normally an anxious person. I've never would have classified myself as someone that suffered from anxiety before this, but it's definitely brought on a lot of different feelings and emotions within me just these past couple weeks. I don't feel all sad and depressed like I was for a few days back last week, and into this week. Not really into this week, I guess mostly last week, and maybe last weekend was really bad, but I'm not feeling that way today or yesterday, the last few days. I feel much better when it comes to that, at least, so I'm grateful, but I am super anxious about going out and doing anything. Like I don't feel like paranoid. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna get it and die, or my kids. Like I don't think that. I just don't want to be like a part of it at all. Like if I can stay home and just survive at home until, you know, this is much more under control, I just feel better about that myself. And I do need money and I do need to make money, but it is possible for us to get through this right now and scrape by with me not working. So just gonna kind of see how I feel a couple weeks from now, and then maybe slowly get back into the whole ship shopping. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how I feel closer to then. My boyfriend Corey started his new job on Monday. So he is a plumber's apprentice. So that's really exciting. I didn't really know much about it. I still don't know much about it. I know it's not just like guys with their butt cracks hanging out coming and fixing your toilet. There's a lot more to it than that. But he really likes it, and so that's awesome, and that's definitely helping us financially now with him having full-time job and benefits, and so that's great, and he really likes it. Thus far. It's only been a few days, but whatever. And that's obviously an essential job, so I'm very thankful that we're able to still have income coming in, at least from him, and I have the possibility or option to go back whenever I want, basically. So not gonna complain about that. I've been trying to get me and the boys specifically into a better routine, or more of a routine, because I think that even though they're just little kids and no, they don't have like jobs to go to and they don't go to school every day and anything like that, they've definitely been affected by us not leaving at all, and I can tell 100%. And the night times are really bad. Their sleeping is not good at night. They get very emotional, and they're very much more sensitive than normal, and they're both kind of sensitive kids to begin with. So I've just been trying different things. I'm not the best at that. I've just never been someone that's really good at sticking to, you know, okay, we're gonna do this like every day, or I'm gonna do that. Like, it's just not one of my strong points. So during the day, they wake up and our breakfast and our lunch and nap times are all like pretty consistent. Now it's finally getting nicer out here in Minnesota, so we've been able to get outside the last couple days. So that's really nice, and they love that. My youngest son is just a little over a year old, but he just literally squeals and just gets so excited when I mention going outside. And today we went out for a little bit, and I got him outside onto the front step, and then I realized I didn't put one of our dogs in the kennel, which, even though we're right outside the house, he would literally like tear apart furniture or something, like, because no one was in there with him. He's one of those dogs. So I had to quickly say, oh no, boys, we got to go back in and put Bo in his kennel. And I picked up my younger son, Julius, and walked into the entryway, and he just lost it because he thought we were not going outside anymore, and he was just freaking out. So that I thought it was kind of funny. Wasn't, but I knew we were going outside. So that helps a lot, being able to go outside. We cannot go to our park, which we live right across the street from the biggest park in the town that we live in. They put yellow caution tape all around it today. So the playgrounds are shut down, at least in the state I live in. It's part of our stay-at-home order is the parks are closed, so, which is a bummer, but we can at least just get outside and get some fresh air. And today we just kind of played with the little t-ball set, and like maybe an hour, a little less than an hour, and they love that, so that was nice. Before all of this really got crazy, I had just started getting really good about meal planning, and I went on Pinterest and found a ton of like one sheet pan meals or one skillet pan meals, and made like a whole list of like, I want to say I went out like 2 months, like it's on my computer here, all sorts of different foods I was gonna make, and then I put like what day I was gonna make this and that and what I need to buy this week, and all of that. Well, since all this has happened, not stuck to that because one, you just can't find anything at the grocery store. Two, I can't even go grocery shopping, or I couldn't, and I can't right now. And my boyfriend, even though he worked as a cook for years and years and is an amazing cook, hates grocery shopping, and it's just kind of a mess. And also we have to just watch our budget more, and groceries aren't cheap, so especially when you're trying to throw together or buy stuff for a whole week, maybe I need to start watching some YouTube channels on how to grocery shop for cheap, because I'm not good at it, and $200 a week on groceries is a lot. So we've kind of had to cut back on all that kind of stuff, and that means we haven't been eating as good, which I'm not happy about, but I need to feed myself and my family during this time, so it is what it is. But I really do want to get back into that whole like meal planning and eating better like we were. So that's my like number one priority once I figure out when I'm gonna get back to work and how all that's gonna work. I also did download a couple apps on my phone a couple days ago that are like home workout apps, which I have not started yet, but it's my intention to. I just am trying to kind of figure out what the best time will be. One of them is a bar yoga one, which I'm pretty excited about because I have done yoga in the past and I love it. And the app that I found seems pretty easy to follow, and that's much more like I can be quiet about it. So I'm planning on doing that tonight before I go to bed. That's my goal, to do that one. And then in the next couple of days, figure out when or how I'm gonna figure out the other at-home workout piece with my two little kids during the day. But it's something that I'm trying to work into a routine. And cleaning and organizing, I've just been like giving myself one or two things a day that, okay, today I'm gonna do this, and they're like super easy things, because then I just feel like I'm accomplishing something. So that's been actually going pretty good. The main thing that I'm just like not really struggling with as far as like getting a routine down during this time is bedtime and at night. I don't know what it is, if I'm sure it's related to everything that's going on, but my youngest son, it seems like every other night, won't sleep at night. I'll put him down to his normal bedtime. He's really good about going down normally. You just lay him in his crib, kiss him, say goodnight, shut the door, and he's out. Or if he's not out, he lays there quietly and doesn't freak out. And now lately, not every night, but every other, maybe every third, he's been just freaking out when I lay him down. And like, I have no problem, the cry it out method, I will say like, I'll do it, I don't care, but not for like an extensive amount of time. And he was like pushing 10-15 minutes of just screaming. So I just don't make him do that. Then I go and I take him out of his crib because I just can't listen to that. But that's just definitely not how he is normally. And then also, if he does go down, he's waking up in the middle of the night screaming. So I don't know if he's having nightmares or I don't know. But then he doesn't want to go back to sleep, and then I try and lay with him, and it's just a whole big thing. And then besides him, my older son, he doesn't want to go to bed lately, or he's waking up in the middle of the night and either wants to come lay with me or go lay with Corey, because a lot of times we're not even sleeping in the same bed because it's just bedtimes and night are not going well here. And I am someone who doesn't need a lot of sleep. I don't need like 8 hours back to back to back to feel rested and ready to go, but like 4 or 5 is not enough either. So I just need to figure that out. That's my big goal. Another thing I wanted to discuss is, I don't know why I say discuss, because I'm not discussing anything with anyone. I'm just talking to whoever watches this and listens. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I was really having a hard time for a few days when all this first kind of started to unfold, and I have been feeling much better. I have not been crying it's not no reason, but I haven't been just crying, and I haven't felt like I just don't want to get out of bed. And there was one day I literally just laid in bed like most of the day. I just slept for like 15 hours. My boyfriend was home, so like the kids were being taken care of, but they kept kind of like coming in and wanting to be by me on the bed, and they would like bring toys to me, and I just didn't want any part of it. I would give them my phone and just let them lay next to me while I tried to sleep or wallowed, and they'd play on my phone, or I don't know. It was just a really sad day, and had others that were not that bad, but just still not good. But I haven't felt like that the last couple days, so I'm very happy about that. I don't really know why. I don't know that I am handling things differently necessarily, or if I'm just like used to it, like used to what's going on. I think it's the latter. I think it's just, even though stuff is still so crazy and it just still blows my mind that we are even experiencing this, and it's just the most, I don't even know how to explain it, like craziest thing to happen like in my whole life, and in maybe my parents' lives. I don't know. I can't speak for them or people the generation or two ahead of me, but it's wild. And I think that even though it is, we just get used to it, and we kind of just get, develop a new normal. And I don't feel like I've developed a new normal at all. I don't think any of this is normal, but I think I'm just not so sad about it, or it doesn't make me feel so dark, because I have just kind of adjusted to the idea that this is what's going on, and it is what it is, and we'll find out. I do have still anxiety, pretty high anxiety actually, that I'm not used to, so that's the worst thing that I'm definitely still experiencing. Mostly when I think about leaving or going anywhere, which I'm hoping goes away or gets better once things just in general in the state I live in, or the city or whatever, just start to maybe go back to normal. I think that will help a lot. I have been actively trying not to debate on social media or argue with people the last few days, or most of this week actually. I think I put my last video on last Saturday, or I think I posted it on Sunday, but now it's Friday, so Monday to Friday. I think I did really good about that, and there's definitely things I don't like, and I see people share things that just make my blood boil, but I've just chosen to not engage. But then there are some things that I have said something, or maybe if I don't even know all of the examples, and there's not a whole lot, but I feel like the interactions I've been having with people have actually been really good, and I've just been more mindful about, okay, how can I address this issue without kind of being divisive about it, or making it seem like they're wrong and I'm right, and because I know that's not true, for one, because I don't know all the facts about everything either, but I just don't want to contribute to that negativity. And I think it's gone well, because I've actually had people that I've been like talking with or back and forth with, or which normally would probably be like more argumentative, and I've never been one to like call people names on social media or anything like that, but I can definitely cut in there and say some stuff that's not the nicest either, and I haven't been doing that. And the people that I have been talking to have actually made a point to be like, you know what, this was a really nice back and forth, and I appreciate that it wasn't a fight, or I appreciate your opinion and that you listened to me, or something like that. So that actually makes me feel really good about it, and that I can still maybe say something or speak up to something that I feel I should, but also not turn it into the end of the world and you're the worst person and blah, all all that blah, blah, blah. So, I have not really been working my business. I don't know. I know I need to do something, and I just don't know exactly what it is. And I really love the idea of helping other small businesses, and I know how to do a lot of things, and I can help people, but it's not just doing it, it's finding people to do it for. And it's, especially during this time, it's really hard, and a lot of people are going through a lot right now, and they don't have money to pay someone to do their social media managing, or, you know, organize their emails, or set up landing pages for them, or look at their website and, you know, tinker with it. Like, people just don't have the time or the money to do that right now. And so it's really hard, being that I was just starting and I'm just trying to get my foot in the door. It's made it even more hard. And I know it's me making an excuse, and that's why I haven't really been trying to put myself out there as much as I was, and I haven't really been posting to my business page and things. But I also just don't feel like my heart's in it right this second. And I just think, for my own mental health and peace of mind and my family, I just need to focus on right now what's going on. And like I said, we are very lucky to financially, we're not like just sailing through this by any means, but not to feel, it's not really like as big of a weight on our shoulders as it was. So I am kind of just like putting that on hold for now, and just trying to get through all this, and also still work on what my other idea and goal is for my whole Mess to Mom brand. That is this channel's name, so I don't know. We'll see. But that's what's going on with that. The one thing that I really am excited about this week is I have had TikTok on my phone for I don't even know how long, or I had it, and then I deleted it because I read something somewhere that it was like, oh, if you have that, like, get rid of it, it's hacking into your phone, or I don't know, but I deleted it. I never really used it. Well, then I re-downloaded it and actually like started an account, and I've done just like a couple of my own with the boys, which are not like going viral by any means, but I love just sitting on that thing and watching all those funny videos, because there are some just hilarious, so much funny, cute stuff, and I just love it. And it honestly, like, when I am starting to feel kind of down and icky, I just like getting on my phone. I know it sounds bad, I know, but I just don't care, and just flipping through those videos because they just make me laugh, and I like that a lot. So if you have TikTok, you can find me and follow me on there at Mess to Mom 2 and see my boys doing cute little stuff. But I do like that and enjoy it a lot. I think that everybody kind of knows what's going on in the world right now with all of this COVID-19, the pandemic and everything. Every state is different in how they're handling it and addressing it. I said earlier in this video, I live in Minnesota, and we are just starting our stay-at-home order today through the 10th of April. After that, there's, I believe, a 3-week period, another 3-week period, 2 or 3 week period of kind of just the social distancing like we already have been doing before this day. So our restaurants, bars, sit-down restaurants, I should say, bars, movie theaters, gyms, salons, all of those types of places, they are staying closed until May 1st. And then the schools are not supposed to open back up until I think it's May 3rd or 4th, if they even do. I know some schools, my boyfriend has an older son who, I'm not married, so I don't call him my stepson, but I learned the term bonus son recently, so I like that. So my bonus son, he lives in the cities, up in the cities, and they've already been told that they're not going back to school. So they're going to do all online learning. So I don't know what's actually going to happen at every school in Minnesota, but as of right now, that's that plan. There's a lot of other states that have similar things like we're doing going on. shelter in place. I feel like it's pretty much the same thing. Our governor just didn't want to call it that or say it in that way. He kind of explained it in his big long announcement about it. But I think he's actually like handled all this really good. I think we definitely could have had this order earlier than we did, and we should have, but I also understand why they waited. There's just a lot of things like that they need to get in line and in order for this to work and make the most sense. Instead of just one day being like, well, everybody, you know what, don't work. Like, no one's going to work except for you, and you, and it's just, there's obviously a lot more to it than that. So that's what's going on here in Minnesota specifically. Today is Friday the 27th. The House of Representatives just passed our aid bill that the Senate passed a couple days ago. So I don't know if that means the president signs it today, or I don't, if he does those things on the weekend. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but that's the next step. And once that happens, then that means basically we all, or most people, will get a check or a direct deposit of funds to help during this time. And then there's just a lot of other things that they're giving billions and billions of dollars for small business loans, which the way I understand it, and I try to like stay up on top of this stuff and in the know, is that they're loans, but they will be forgiven. And so basically be more of a grant if they follow all the stipulations that go along with that, which my understanding is they just want to make sure that small businesses aren't getting money and then not bringing workers back to work once this is all over, because they don't want to have a high unemployment rate, which they do right now, which we do. I don't know what the exact rate is, but I know it's like 3.5 million people in 1 week applied for unemployment this past week, which is the most ever by a lot. But once everything kind of starts to fall back into place and things can all start opening up and all of that starts happening, they don't want these companies to take this money and be like, oh, well, you know what, we actually don't need to have 50 employees, we can get by with 40 or 30, and then not bring those people back to work, because then the unemployment rate's still going to stay higher than it should be. So I think that's a good idea. I think that makes sense. And then there's just a lot for some certain industries. I think it's like the airline industry is getting a cut. Obviously the medical industry, they need a lot for all the shortages and things that they need to get figured out. I think they said that like there were some industries that weren't getting anything that had wanted it, the cruise line and oil and all that. And honestly, in my opinion, I think that those industries should, even the airline industry is getting money out of this deal. My opinion, I don't think they should. I think that they should have focused just on the people and the small business owners, and even some large companies. I get it. I know people don't like that large corporations are getting any of this money, but I understand that side of it too, and why they should get some, and it be regulated, same as they're going to do for the small businesses, sort of. But I don't get the whole airline industry thing. I know they're struggling, but if no one's flying anywhere, like, we know that. We don't want them to be. I just feel like it's something that could kind of be handled not right this second, or maybe not in the same bill, but it was, and I don't know. I don't know everything. I try to know as much as I can, but I'm not going to pretend to understand all of it 100%. But it is what it is, and I think that it's going to help a lot of people to have that extra money, and all of the extra unemployment, the changes to unemployment that they're going to enact because of this is really going to help a lot of people. And hopefully most people, after all of this is said and done, won't really be losing out on that much money and will still be making, their full salary, their full wages, or close to. I worry about my friends and people that I know in the service industry, because it's really hard, the way it works with taxes, and when you're a tipped employee, especially here in Minnesota, to actually get the benefits that would equal up to what you actually make. A lot of people tip in cash, And I know everyone's supposed to claim all their tips, but I think everyone knows that most people in the service industry do not claim all their cash tips. So then you're just shorted automatically when it comes to these normal unemployment numbers. I don't know how that's all going to work in with this bill that's passing, if that extra unemployment money is going to affect those people more, or if it's just going to be more for everyone. I think it's like a third or a half of your normal wages, what you get normally on unemployment here in Minnesota, at least. So like I said, I don't know all the answers exactly, but I know it's going to be better than it is right now. So that's awesome. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that's really been going on this week, and that I've been going through, and things I've been doing here and trying to focus on here. But overall, I do feel much better than I did in my last 2 videos, and I have had some people reach out to me. I don't know if it's because they saw those videos or if it's just my Facebook, or maybe they just had a feeling, but I really appreciate that. I had a really long talk today on the phone with one of my friends I haven't talked to in a long time. Hey, Brandy. And that was it's awesome. It's really good to like know that people are there for you when you need it, and even if they don't know that you need it, that right now I feel like it is bringing a lot more of us together, and it's making us all just communicate a lot more than we were, and everyone has more time to kind of focus on those things. And it is one plus to this situation that I have a lot of appreciation for and am happy about, even though everything else that's going on is super sad. So that's all I got today for everyone. This is probably going to be my longest video yet, but like I said, these diary ones that I'm making are kind of just, I'm not going to grow my channel to 1 million subscribers making stuff like this, but I just think it really is beneficial to myself and the people that do choose to watch. So if you have any comments or suggestions or things you think I should make videos about besides these, I appreciate all the feedback, or any, leave it in the comments below. If you like this video and you haven't already followed my channel, you can subscribe here on the page, ring the bell to be notified, and you'll know whenever I put new ones out, and like this video too if you do. And yeah, I don't know, I'll post one here hopefully in the next couple of days for you guys. But I hope you're all doing well and have a great weekend. Bye.